After the events of the Avengers, Tony is pushed to his limit when he is back in his own movie.
Okay, that's as good as that's gonna get.
Do you want an empty life or a meaningful death?
You're not a man. You're nothing more than a maniac. I'm not afraid of you. No politics here. Just good old-fashioned revenge.
Iron Man 3 review, bitches!
So, today we're obviously doing a review on Iron Man 3, the hit summer blockbuster.
We're totally not late on it.
Nah. And it's really convenient because we're
dressed as DC characters for this, so.
Yeah. Well.
Fuck you, Marvel! I don't mean
it's
that.
only because the Green Lantern movie was awesome.
I think we both know that's not true.
Let's do this. Yeah, we're doing a brief little summary where we don't include spoilers for the people who don't want spoilers, but are like, hey, should I go see this movie, should I not? And basically our little opinions on it without giving any spoilers. And so, basically, what I thought of it, I thought it was actually a decent movie. I went in there not knowing really too much about it, and I didn't really have too many high expectations for it, and I came out pretty satisfied, honestly.
My problem with it, though, was like, I don't know, I felt like I was extremely underwhelmed, because the problem is, like, when you follow up...
How excited were you for it?
I was excited to see, like, the start of Phase 2 for Marvel, but as for, like, because Iron Man's not my favorite superhero, like, I think he's kind of a dick, but, but I was, because The Avengers was a movie that I really liked, so I was excited to see, what was going to go after that, and I was incredibly underwhelmed. And I think a problem with that was like, a lot of people were like good, like Jon Favreau, that was his name?
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau was gone because after Iron Man 2, I don't trust that man behind a camera ever again.
It wasn't that bad. Come on, don't be a dick.
I'm sorry. But I don't know, I feel like the problem with it was like Shane Black directs, he likes small little quirky movies, like if you've seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I haven't, but I know what it's like.
Yeah, same here.
I understand why Robert Downey Jr. picked him was because, he's the guy who honestly probably got him his job for Iron Man, because a lot of people said if Robert Downey Jr. was never in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, he wouldn't have been cast in Iron Man. But the problem with that is, for the kind of director he is, this isn't the kind of movie you want him to tackle, because it's just, too much of the movie is, I never thought, banter is always a good thing, but too much of the movie is just Tony being like, hey, I'm a smartass, which... I don't know. Just that kind of bugged me because, it's post-Avengers. Fucking, the world was just attacked by aliens, and it's Tony's big adventure, and he's dealing with that. And what is it? He just kind of runs around in North Dakota for an hour. And overall, it is, it's enjoyable. There's a couple things that are pretty wrong. That they're not pretty wrong, but a couple things that did bug the shit out of me.
And we'll get in depth with those.
Yeah, we'll get a lot more in depth with that in the discussion section. But overall, it is a decent movie. If you like Iron Man a lot more than I do, then you're probably going to be like, all right, cool, it's Iron Man. But if you're just kind of me, who's just kind of like, I like the whole Marvel thing, and you're not a big fan of Iron Man, you're going to walk away a little like, really, that was it. But other than that, it is enjoyable, and I would recommend it. But it's definitely not what's blown me. It's not anything that blew me away.
I know I'd say go ahead and see it in the theaters if you like Iron Man. And if you want to continue the Marvel movies, if you just started at The Avengers, might as well go see it. I thought it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
And now, with that out of the way, now we're going to go ahead and transition into the spoiler discussion part of this review and discussion. And... so where we'll basically nothing is held back basically, and just spoilers all around. So if you have seen the movie or if you just don't care, then this is great for you. I was thinking about it after I walked out of the movie theater. I thought after I started to think about it for a while, over a night, because I saw it yesterday, over the night, I was kind of like, I actually kind of liked the movie, you know? I mean, I thought it was a really decent movie. And, you know, it's not the best ever, you know? I mean, definitely not the best comic book movie. Not the best superhero movie ever, but, I mean, I did like it. You know, I liked how it kind of got a little bit more personal in where he did go North Dakota and whenever he had to just use his resources. And I also like the fact that they actually tackled it semi-realistically, where he would have the anxiety attacks about what happened in the Avengers because he wouldn't. That's how he would deal with it, you know, after being a part of that huge group. I'd say Steve Rogers would have it even worse, you know, coming to the future, you know. And
yeah. In comparison, Tony's kind of being a bitch. He's like,
yeah, like Steve Rogers should be like having like a mental breakdown.
Like Captain America just skipped about 70 years.
Yeah,
and Tony was in space.
He was like in 70 years, and he's just like, all right, let's go.
And Tony's like, I was in space for 6 seconds. Like a big problem with me though was how like, which I mentioned in the review part, is just as a follow up to the Avengers. Which, I mean, plot problems aside, that movie is a mind-fuckingly awesome movie. And
Avengers?
Yeah. For me, I thought it was. And just for this, I was just kind of like, like, it brought Tony, like, down to earth, which is good for character development, but when...
He was also a dick.
Yeah, he was also a dick. But when the Avengers just happens, like, down to earth in that universe, I mean, it's different, you know, because it's like, I mean, it's a different world. It's not like...
It's a lot harder to tackle, and you can't just transition right into that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's also another thing that why I think a lot of people were disappointed by the movie itself, that they'd come out of the Avengers, and it was just not what they had seen.
It didn't feel like the event. It was post-Avengers. It felt like...
It didn't feel like the Avengers. It was a completely different director. It wasn't no group. I mean,
which also that was something that kind of pissed me off. Like, because I understand, like because they said like,
yeah, where the fuck was Captain America?
I know, because they're like, we're gonna put Tony in a situation where he can't call on Captain America or the Hulk to come help him, totally, and I was like, bullshit. Like, it's like 1,000 times in that movie where he could have been like, hey, like Captain America, like my fucking house is getting blown up. Can you show up? Or like,
yeah,
hey.
But he's got too much. He's too stubborn.
Oh yeah. Well then, I mean, the problem was
then
like,
at least show that, you know.
Yeah.
If he was too stubborn, like maybe if the kid was like, no, can't you call Captain America?
Because they were busy, you know. Because they've explained that before. Like they explained like why Captain America and Nick Fury never showed up, and they're like, oh, because they're training. But I'm like, could you fucking told us that? Because I'm like, because Nick
training isn't enough.
Yeah. Well, and another thing was like how like just nobody from the other Marvel movie showed up, and I'm like, you can't...
Not even like Hawkeye showed up.
Yeah, like I mean, like Nick Fury, who's been like a staple of the whole thing. Like that's the whole point. Is like Nick Fury shows up. He doesn't even have, like he doesn't even get mentioned. Like there is a little after the credits scene where like Bruce Banner shows up, but that's more of a joke. It's not really like.
Yeah, I was really disappointed by that actually. That sounds like a weird thing to say in like a review. It's like the post credit scene sucked. But it did. I mean, it was... I really thought it did.
Like, it was good for what it was, but that's another thing. It was underwhelming. It was like, but it's the first movie post-Avengers.
Yeah, I know, but I wish they would have done, like, a little bit of something.
Well, no, because that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the first after-the-credits scene post-Avengers. Maybe it could be a little bit more than a joke that Bruce Banner...
Like, remember the better movie we made?
Yeah, well, because, yeah, it was like, because it was just a joke. Like, it turns out, like, the whole movie is, like, Tony narrating, like, he's, like, on a therapy couch with Bruce Banner. He's like, oh, I was asleep, I didn't hear any of it. And I was like, fucking, that's, like, because the whole point of, like, after each...
Who the fuck falls asleep during a story that fast?
Because the whole point is, like, because, like, in Phase 1, the after credits of each one was usually something that would relate directly into the Avengers. So, yeah. I'm expecting, like, oh, maybe we're going to see a little bit of Thanos. Maybe we're going to see, like, some, like, fucking... Like something to reveal for Iron Man 2.
Something to connect to Thor 2, maybe?
Yeah, but no, they're just kind of like, and Bruce Banner has a shitty attention span.
They're like, they still know each other.
Yeah.
It'd be like, fucking great.
Yeah, and then...
You know? It was funny because I feel like Mark Ruffalo just like showed up and he sat down.
Yeah, one day he's just kind of like, guys, I'm not doing anything. Can I be on set? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Also, my other problem with the movie, because a big problem with Iron Man 2 is that it's boring. Because, I mean, like, it's like a 2.5-hour movie.
Sam Rockwell made it.
Yeah, like, it's a 2.5-hour movie, and there's about 17 minutes of Iron Man shit. And here...
Not even.
I kind of felt like they did the same thing, because it's like I want to see...
Dude.
No, let me explain. Because, like, I want to see Tony Stark as Iron Man and blowing shit up, and you see that in the beginning, and then he gets lost in, like, North Dakota, and understandably, yeah, he doesn't have the suit, and it's still, like, I'm not saying, like, it's not interesting, like, no, they did the same thing with Iron Man 2, they did it a lot better, but I'm still kind of like, I think for me, it's just personally, I don't care for Tony as a character. Like, when he's not Iron Man, he's an asshole, so I'm like, I don't fucking care, put the fucking suit back on, blow shit up, like... And then, I don't know, I just felt like he wasn't in the suit enough for me, which is like...
I actually completely disagree with that. I thought this was... Is that your mom?
Yeah. Hello? Filming some stuff.
We're keeping this in. So, unfucking professional. Mandarin, I did not like that. Like, okay... One, I had this spoiled for me beforehand.
Yeah,
I knew he was an actor.
I did too.
But
I don't know.
But it went over that. Like, I was expecting that, and I was like, I don't really mind that. But I didn't expect him to be an old fucking Russell Brand. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, we'll see, and this is a big problem.
Like, they made it way too silly. Like, I was just like, alright, he can be an actor, that's fine, but he's like, oh, the drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Like, the problem...
Like, I'm Ben Kingsley, and I don't know what I'm doing with my fucking career.
Yeah, like, that's the problem with the movie. Was like, Jeremy Johns said this, but it was a really good point. I'm going to quote him. He said the problem, like, he's talking about why Star Trek Into Darkness, why the plot, because they both have... Shut up.
Jesus fucking Christ, I thought we were done with that.
Because they both have fairly similar, like, plot twists, where it's like, the villain is somebody else. And he said, like, the reason why Star Trek succeeded and Iron Man failed was because Star Trek, John Harrison, he's a nobody. He's new to the series. He's not been in anything prior. Oh shit, he's Khan. Here they're like the fucking Mandarin. The closest thing Iron Man has to an arch nemesis. Because let's face it, Iron Man has a really shitty rogues gallery. Like, he really does. Like, Iron Man does not have the best rogues gallery. Like, that's the problem with future Iron Man movies, is like, who's going to be the villain? Because they kind of went through all three of them. And what they did here was they're like, oh, hey, fans of the comics, you know how fucking the Mandarin, the fucking guy who Tony fights all the time, his arch nemesis, are you ready to see him fucking have a huge fight with them? Cool, it's not gonna happen. He's just some old fucker with a beard.
Dude, I want to see...
Like, I felt that was a big fuck you to the comic book fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel that as much because I don't give a shit.
I don't either. I've read a couple Iron Man comics. I don't like them, but as a comic book fan, I can understand why they would be pissed the fuck off.
I want to see him fight, the Fantastic Four villain.
Doctor Doom?
Dr. Doom.
That'd be fucking sweet. Dr. Doom's a badass. Fantastic Four sucks dick, but Dr. Doom's awesome.
Dude, let me finish.
I know.
Alright, I have this comic, the only Iron Man comic I have and have read, pretty much. He fought Dr. Doom, and it was badass. But maybe Phase 3, I don't know. If you could somehow work Dr. Doom into there.
Well, because they said they're trying to get Fantastic Four in there, so...
I don't give a fuck about
I don't give a fuck about Fantastic Four either.
I just want Dr. Doom.
That would mean
I wouldn't give a shit. Just put Dr. Doom in a movie.
Fucking, yeah.
That's who I'd like Iron Man to fight.
Yeah, honestly, like, I agree with you, because, like, I mean, like I said, they've kind of
they're similar, you know?
Yeah, and because, I mean, they've run out of rogues for him, like, really.
Yeah. They're kind of running it. Well, I don't know. I want Spider-Man back, but I know that'll never happen.
Yeah, fuck you, Sony. Except thank you for my PlayStation over there.
Fuck you for my PlayStation. We're keeping that in, even though it has nothing to do with Iron Man. But, yeah, I mean, I thought it was actually a pretty good movie thinking back on it. I would watch it again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's no Iron Man 2. But actually thinking about it, I might like Iron Man 3 better than Iron Man.
So do you still want to give it its ratings now?
No, I'm not. I don't know.
I mean, the one thing we didn't touch on, the acting, which is very good, pretty good.
Guy Pearce, fucking awesome.
Yeah, Guy Pearce is awesome, even though his character kind of pissed me off.
Well, he's supposed to.
Well, I mean, yeah, but pissed me off in the wrong way. Not like, oh, you asshole, and okay, fucking really, that's where we're going with this. Because in the end, it's like, he's the guy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He's the guy, because in the...
No.
Okay.
Whenever the movie started, and I was like seeing the party, and then like Guy Pearce's character show up, I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. I was like, this is Batman Forever.
So, Mr. Nigma, what's on your mind?
Precisely. What's on all our minds? Brainwaves.
It was exactly the same. Like, they were like watching Batman Forever, and they're like, oh fucking, could we, Aldrich Killian? Yeah, let's fucking do that with him. I mean, I don't know if that's how it was in the comics. If it was, then that's bad writing.
But yeah, I mean, like we said, the acting really, really good. You know, Robert Downey Jr. at his best.
But I liked how it had a more comic booky feel to it. Like
yeah, I did. Well, the thing is, like,
I appreciated that. While at the same time, I was like, you did not deliver on what you advertised.
Yeah. Well, the thing was, like, what I wondered, like, is it comic booky because that's what they were going for, or just because Shane Black's kind of an eccentric director?
Speaking of eccentric, that's probably like my favorite credits ever.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool.
The credits are awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing to say, but
yeah,
dude, the credits were so fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like it made like the after credits scene was pretty okay, but like the credits, like I was like, but I got to watch that, so maybe that's why the credits were so awesome. He's like, that kind of sucks. Let's give him something better.
It's like, yeah, let's fucking do something awesome. But yeah, I did appreciate the comic booky feel to it, and I really did like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, that's probably my favorite aspect of the movie, is that it has a much more comic booky feel to it.
Yeah.
And when I watch a comic book movie, I want to feel like I'm watching these characters come to life, and that's kind of what I felt from Iron Man 3.
Yeah. So give our ratings, which you
go.
Okay, I give it a 7 out of 10 because it is an entertaining movie. You're gonna walk out being like, yeah, I enjoyed that. I just had some problems with it. And again, I'm not a huge Iron Man fan, so that also factors into it. So if I was an Iron Man fan, I'd probably get a 7.5. But as it is, 7.
I think I give it a 7.5.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why it's such a hard decision for me between 7 and 7.5, but I do think I like the movie better than you. And I just, yeah, I mean, I'd watch it again. I'll buy it. I mean, that might mean I have to buy Iron Man 2, which really sucks. No, I'll just have Iron Man and then Iron Man 3. I'll just be like, fucking deal with it. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good movie. I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out. I left the movie pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
You know?
So that pretty much wraps everything up. So
yeah, so it's, he said 7, I say 7.5. So basically, it's 7 out of 10. And
Suit assemble!
Are you gonna turn the camera off?